Show. I'm Ariel, and this is my amazing friend, Jessica.
Hi, everybody.
And I'm so excited to share her with you. We have some really great stuff we're going to talk about today. We're going to be talking about attacking 2014 with intentionality.
Yes. Intentionality is like a huge word. If you can get intentionality and what it means and what it's going to bring to your life, it's going to change your life. I mean...
Oh, completely agree.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, and it brings such joy when you're going somewhere. You don't feel hopeless, you don't feel, helpless and stuck where you are. But we've also been talking so much about how there is a wrong way to do intentionality and there's a right way. And we want to do it from the right way, not because it's correct textbook style, but because it brings life and it brings joy, and that's what we're all about.
Yeah, we're talking about killing the checklist and getting rid of guilt and sort of just guessing. Sometimes when you make resolutions or you write this checklist down that you want to do, it's just full of guilt, and then that's why you never end up doing anything with it.
And you can even feel that these are things that are kind of unrealistic as you're doing them. You're like, yeah, right, but maybe magically in 2014 I'll wake up a different person and have all sorts of drive and energy to do things that I've been failing at my whole life.
Right.
So rather than setting yourself up for failure this year, I've been thinking about what I can do to follow the life. To where, let's say I'm thinking about kind of where I want to be, and I'm going through, okay, I could do this, and I'm like, there, that gets me excited, that gets me buzzing, that gets me feeling like this is something, like soul, like where your soul wants to go to, rather than like this outside-in thing where you're telling yourself how you want to perform next year. Why don't you instead dream, this is how I want to feel, this is how I want to be, and attack intentionality in something like that.
Right, and how do you get there is you have to slow down. You can't just keep going and doing the same thing over and over that you've done before. You're not going to get there if you keep doing the same thing over. So sometimes you need to slow it all down, stop. I'm always talking about, taking a breath.
Yes.
Take a breath and think about it. And when you find the joy, like, it's in here. You just have to access it. You have to wake it up,
Yeah, that's so good.
Wake it up. Awaken yourself. Awaken your soul. And there's lots of ways to do that. What are some of the ways that you do it?
Oh my gosh. Well, okay, so you were talking about writing it on your hand.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I thought that was a really good idea. I would probably I love putting stuff up around like my home. I'm not home a lot, and so it's not really practical. I have an app on my phone that I flash through that have these little reminders that just give me, like, a lot of times I'll wake up and I'll be like groggy. I'll be going through them and I'll be like, yes, that's the kind of person I want to be today. That's the kind of mindset I want to have today. And I love getting in that space versus, let's say, I want to make all A's this year. Or I'm going to lose 10 pounds, or I'm going to do yoga every day. Like, that's cool, but is that really life-giving in the same way that I'm going to learn to have compassion on myself is? Yes. I'm going to learn to stop beating myself up in my head every morning when I'm doing my makeup or whatever. Like, let's say you put these little Post-it notes on your mirror that are like, I am lovely, I've got what it takes today. I keep getting better.
Yeah, reminding yourself. And for me, it's different for everybody. It's important to know what you need. For me, it's verbal to myself, which, yes, I'm talking to myself, but I literally will tell myself, like, in the mirror, Jess, you are beautiful, before I start a hard test and I get freaked out about something. I'll just tell myself, babe, you got this, you can do this, and it makes me feel like I am taking care of myself,
I love that. Sometimes you can't force, you can't force your heart to tell yourself these things, but your mouth, you can verbally open your mouth and say anything. That's something physically possible, and I've encouraged on my blog before for people to just open their mouth and say things like, I love you, I love myself, I am gorgeous, I'm a blessing to be around, I'm not annoying, I'm inspiring. And there's a lot of times you'll say those things and they'll kind of like catch you up for a second, and you'll feel almost like a fool for saying them. You'll feel like you're lying, right? Isn't that what happens in the beginning? You'll end up you can feel like a liar, but you recognize, like, okay, this is an area I have to work on, and I'm not going to beat myself up, and I'm not going to be like, oh my gosh, I can't even love myself right. How much do I suck?
Yeah, getting rid of all of that guilt and that negative self-talk.
Yes.
What you do is you plug into the life, you plug into peace, and you plug into a place of space that just feels right. You stop trying to be like that person, compare yourself to this person. Enough with the comparisons, enough with trying to be something that you're not. Embrace who you are, love who you are, and know that you're good enough, just you, because you are, not because of anything you do, but being who you are is what makes you valuable. Being who you are is what makes you lovely and amazing. you know.
And that's the kind of intention that I want to bring into 2014. Absolutely. I don't want to bring in these things that I'm going to force myself to do so that I can feel great about myself this time next year and be like, woohoo, I did it. Because I won't feel any better about myself. I can't change the way I feel based on these outside circumstances. I can change the thoughts inside my head, the compassion I have towards myself. I can change my life through the things that are going on inside. And that stuff I can actually control, unlike a lot of my outward circumstances.
Yes, and community is a big part of that. I know you're getting ready to, you know, invite
Yes.
people into a bit of community, and I know when you and I talk, I feel so much better. You know, I get off the phone with you, I feel so jazzed because I have somebody that's in my court, you know, and it's important to seek that out and to have other people that are reflecting back to you the best version of yourself,
That's
you know,
so,
say, hey,
yeah.
you are valuable, you're amazing, you can totally do this, you know.
Completely, and that reminds yourself to be compassionate. So what I've done is I've created a little blog entry on customcatastrophes.com in my rambling section, and here I'm just kind of outlining what we've been talking about, what we've been learning and growing in, and I'm still working on it. So I don't want to do this alone. I want help from you guys. I want to be inspired by some of these intentions, some of these dreams and visions that you're coming up with for your life, for your year, that are not these like hard drive, concrete things that are kind of a setup for failure, but rather these life-giving energy things. We're going to be following the life together. So I'll see you on customcatastrophes.com, and you can leave me some of the things that you've been thinking about and dreaming about in this area. So thank you, Jess, for joining me. You're amazing. And I love all of you. I will see you next time. Bye.